Hey everyone, how's it going? Wheatley here with
Volcanocraft V.
and we are back with some more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. It's been a bit of while since we've done this.
It's been longer since I've done an episode of South Park, so don't worry about it.
But yeah, we're finally back. I have no idea where we left off. Oh yeah, the start of day 2 investigation. Alright.
Because whoa, dude got accused-ified by
Lamoir. Or Lamoir, however it's pronounced.
It's probably Lam plus Noir minus N.
Lamoir.
So Lam. Yeah.
Lamoir, okay. July 9th to 12 p.m. Right Anything Agency.
Hey, Apollo!
What?
Well, actually, nothing. I mean, something, or maybe not.
Out with it! The suspense is giving me an ulcer!
Well, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it?
Score? Gee. I guess I would, or maybe, well... Bah! I'm just as bad as you.
See? It's so vague.
Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case.
I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche.
And the victim, Mr. Latouche. Who would have guessed that he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. We don't have any idea of what he was investigating.
Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lamoir told the whole court. Wait, that voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshot fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien.
What?
It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries.
I don't.
Alright, that's 2 quarters to the snort jar.
Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around.
What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will?
I wouldn't say that, but he's been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said.
Top secret.
Anyways, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine.
Fine. Right. Well, time's a wasting, as they say. Let's investigate.
That's the spirit.
Alright, wait, before you do anything. Examine the photo on the wall.
A faded photograph showing one of Trucy's favorite magicians. She talks to it daily for good luck, I hear.
Ah, I almost forgot. I hope I become a famous grand magician. Oh, and I hope Apollo becomes an ace attorney. There,
Roll credits.
all done.
I suppose if you're going to talk to inanimate objects, a photo isn't so bad. Lamar dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darien.
Lamar said she'd never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool.
I guess.
What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called.
Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. I do not think that means what you think it means. Move my mic a bit closer to me. And she has to be wrong this time.
Wrong? Why?
I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert.
That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time.
Right. You happened to look up on stage? Maybe at Darien even?
You bet I did. He is one of the Gavinier guitarists, after all. He's so cool. Oh.
Right. All the Gaviniers have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage.
But Amara heard him, didn't she? She heard Darien backstage, right?
Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here.
Agent Latouche.
An Interpol agent.
I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway?
Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals.
Why can't they just call them international police then, instead of making up some silly name?
Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Lamron?
What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be.
Don't be fooled by appearances, is all I'm saying.
But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. A magician! I can spot a palm coin at 50 paces.
If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something.
I wonder if it had something to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean.
Something like that. Frankly,
Well,
the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latouche up to? Ah ha 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 ah! Trucy? Is that another one of your tricks?
It wasn't me. I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that.
Wherever the mundane gives way to miracle, a word is whispered. Gramarye!
Hey, the other day.
Who's there?
We didn't just imagine that, did we?
He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours?
Hardly.
We meet again! Nice to meet you. Who are you? Could you please stop smirking like that?
It's you, Uncle Valent.
Uncle Valent? He's your uncle?
No, silly. It's the great Gramarye, Valent Gramarye. The Grand Magician.
Yes, it is I, the great Valent Gramarye, as seen on television. Can you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown.
Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same.
I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit?
I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. I do not quail, quake, or quiver. I'm quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls.
He does have a certain aura to him, that's true.
Let's ask him about the case, Apollo.
His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm.
After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle.
What? Daddy, you mean Mr. Wright?
No, I mean, my real daddy.
Trucy's real father?
Wait, Apollo, don't tell me you don't know about Troop Gramarye.
Troop Gramarye? Huh? No. But it does sound kind of familiar.
Oh, lost life! Lamentably listless lad! To not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet!
Valent Gramarye. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child.
You bet you've heard the name! He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park. Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe, and then escaped from a high-security prison!
You said he is a magician?
I open the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity! That is the true miracle of Troop Gramarye!
Wait.
What, Apollo?
I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else, like a duo?
A duo?
Yeah, you had a partner. Something Gramarye.
Yes, Zack Gramarye, a masterful maker of magic, a capable crafter of shining showmanship.
Why is everyone so quiet?
Daddy.
Daddy.
Huh? Oh, no way!
And some painful memories.
Once upon a time, the Troop Gramarye included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valent Gramarye, and my partner, Zack Gramarye.
And this Zack was...
He was my real daddy.
Trucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea.
There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo.
Glad that I'm good for comic relief at least.
Not that I see Daddy around much these days.
Ah! I've been... Wait, is he German?
Ah.
Whatever.
No, then like Ark is just like...
I've been remiss in remembering my reason for my visit. Reasons. 2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy.
You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valen.
I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years, I could fain contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, the blinded boy. 'Twas a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did.
Well, it wasn't all my doing.
I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this.
That's a videotape?
Quite so. A recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Grammary. Will you watch it? We've already seen this.
Probably has things to do with everything.
Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So, what's the word? Mysterious?
There's more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. Ha 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 ha! This Valen Grammary has good reason to be here today. But I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. What's this? You would ask me for a miracle, free of fee? Then thy wish be granted, thy will be done, thy evidence evicted into the ether. Ah, no evicting, please. Are magicians like this, I wonder? I don't think there's anything. You know what? I want to see what he does with the badge.
Okay.
Okay, it's the exact same thing.
Elliot,
The new YouTube UI is bad. You know what? Yeah, you're right.
there is one high point to it, though. You can have it be in night mode, where it's entirely black instead of entirely white. So, I much prefer websites where it's darker.
Well, the new YouTube UI on Android is pretty freaking terrible.
Fair enough.
Detention center.
July 9th, detention center, visitors room.
Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect.
But you don't have any decisive evidence.
Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room.
Right, in the air vent.
And he lied.
Lied?
Machi Tobai can see.
Ah, Machi.
Speak of the devil.
He looks like he's doing okay.
I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything.
Present.
Words overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. It's kind of hard to build a court case.
It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest.
If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen.
I think she's actually worried for me.
Okay, not the tree. Go to present.
he said, "I am sorry, I cannot speak your language. You are very beautiful, fair maid."
This is why I never trust a translator.
Maybe the postcard.
Hang on. Also, I tried TF2 in a Virginia server. It was round off at 100 ping, and I don't know why. Have any ideas?
We're trying to figure out other things right now. I'm sorry, Elliot.
You know what? Clearly we're supposed to talk.
Probably.
So, what did you think of the trial today? Whew, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial.
Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's not guilty, we win.
No, if he's innocent, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do.
Huh?
I'm glad Lemar testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect.
Darian of the Graveners, the detective. I wonder if
Graveners?
Gaveners. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went and all, at all. If no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey.
What is it, Apollo?
No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it.
Imagining what, Apollo?
It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know, Machi. He doesn't understand what we're saying, right?
How could he? He's a young Borginian. He doesn't speak English.
Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him.
Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning. Or it's scared because you keep making those "I'm so mad" faces.
Was I that bad?
You gotta go with the cheerful, I don't know what I'm doing look, where your hands behind your head.
If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him.
I think it'll take something big to get to him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi.
Oh. Oh, that is something. His glasses do shine from left to right whenever he's silent. Do the...
I can't.
So Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lemar can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo, I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi, which makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it does. We can't present the bracelet, so we can't use it. In fact, I don't think you can use it out of trials until Dual Destinies.
Hmm.
By the way,
Sunshine
I hope you'll join me for Dual Destinies as well.
Might as well.
July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum.
Whoa, what a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing!
The weather matters for an investigation.
Don't some days just feel like magic days? Or defense days?
Sure, let's get started, shall we?
Right on! Show us your stuff, Apollo!
What stuff?
Your voice training! This is the perfect place for it!
I did enough at home, thanks.
Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage.
I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer.
Then you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout objection?
Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Dang it! I was hoping for...
Wait. Objection! You need to...
no, that's not...
Stop. Before you do anything, inspect the blue badger.
Oh, there is a blue badger down here. What's that? Creature there.
Ooh, that's a police mascot, the Blue Badger.
It's life-size.
Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law & Order has a mascot.
I'd run from that thing, even if I wasn't a criminal. Why does its head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky.
I don't think you're showing true Blue Badger spirit, Apollo.
Because I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine!
Okay, fine. Just be a bit quieter.
July 9th.
July 9th?
Sorry.
Backstage hallway.
Hi,
Ah, Mr. Attorney.
Lamrar. I'm sorry about today.
There's nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean? Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now, and we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh, you must have great ears.
Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claims yesterday, but how?
Well, I mean, everybody has a distinct footstep.
That was quite a statement you made in court today in court, about hearing Darian Crescent's voice at the scene of the crime.
I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait,
Lamrar, is something the matter?
that voice just now. It was him, I'm sure of it.
No way.
As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That's when I heard his voice.
I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something.
The next moment, I heard those gunshots.
Why didn't you call security?
To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshot might be real, and I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice that she heard?
Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was.
I met Machi before my debut as Lamrar. I was singing in a restaurant in Borginia.
And he was playing piano. Oops.
Yes, he was very kind to me when he learned I could not see.
Is that why you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see?
Ah, no, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut, after I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy.
I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. About Mr. Latouche.
Ah, yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear.
So you had no idea?
Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover.
But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was.
Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand.
You have no idea?
I can only assume that he was investigating me, but why?
What makes you think that?
Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility, because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory.
Clouded. Right.
The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart.
In your heart?
I have no memory of the time before I became Lamrar. I woke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days.
What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light?
I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Lamrar is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me?
Do you think your past might be related to this case?
No way! That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lamrar. I thank you. Machi too tells me this often when I fear who I might have been.
We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time.
Thank you. That reminds me, that was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleport from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes. Apparently, they hired a professional magician.
That's
Valid
what
grammar. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done?
I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Grammary made me swear to never tell a soul.
I was afraid of that.
Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know? Ah, I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something.
Yes?
When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor.
Device? Maybe you mean this?
That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much.
What? What did you think?
This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert.
I wonder whose this is.
We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing.
I'll be right back.
We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him.
Yes, that's best. Thank you. So, can I put it on?
Headset attached to Trucy.
Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo.
Everyone on staff is wearing one of these headsets. It might warrant some further inquiry. Nope. Now, Emma, where are you? I want to find either Emma or Clavier. God damn it. Do you think you could tell me about this?
I'm sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited. I only know what I've heard or felt.
Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her stuff the other day. I refuse to sit here and just be going in circles until I figure out what I'm supposed to do next. I refuse to sit here and go through in circles while I figure out what I'm supposed to do next. Because I've gone to every other place and presented most things, but I cannot find what I'm supposed to do. Oh, alright.
You didn't inspect it?
"10-4, that little buddy, this is Trucy reporting in, over."
Well, sudden silence.
No one answered.
Don't be silly.
What good is a receiver that doesn't receive? That's like Emma not performing forensics investigations.
You make her sound like she's some kind of forensic investigation machine, which is just silly. Unless she's a super high-tech android that runs on snackoos.
Snackood.
She was still pretending she couldn't see that. Can I ask you about this headset, Lemrar? You said that all concert staff were wearing one.
That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members too, I should think.
So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too, then?
They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage, and a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system.
That makes sense. You think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here?
Keep in mind, that headset was lying there from, literally before,
Was there one thing I was supposed to do here?
examine the piano. Yeah, go. Move to the stage. Examine the piano.
Okay. Move to this. To the stage. There's supposed to be someone on the stage.
Maybe you just talked to Drusi.
Oh, frick. Yeah, it's such an obscure freaking thing that I forgot to do. So I was wondering, the stunt in the middle of the song there.
I didn't see a stunt.
What about Lamrar vanishing and reappearing?
Oh, that. I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice.
So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Okay, whatever. What? A modicum of magic from me to you.
So that's why you were at the concert.
Yes, I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows all about how it was done. Of course, I'm like a deity, with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mysteries upon those floodboards not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent, primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done?
Hey now!
Trucy.
That's like totally against the rules, Apollo.
Not during a murder investigation, it's not. Mais non, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience. Don't even ask. I won't answer.
Too bad for you, Apollo.
Whose side are you on? I, Valiant Gregory, now make my leave, Miss Trucy.
There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay a while.
I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the sea. So, you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct! If you would call upon me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, crocodile! With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turns and walks out through the door, normally. The game Legend 25, how's it going?
Welcome.
Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking.
Right. Valiant Grammary. I've got a few things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lamrar disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Let us move.
Yeah.
I move freaking frick.
That's anything but moving forward. I hate to break it to you.
The stage. Yes, this is more like it.
In the wings.
That song. Isn't that the one Lamrar was singing?
Yeah, you're right. The guitar serenade.
Wow, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this.
I'd come to see that.
The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air.
Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician?
Oh! That's right! I was a magician, wasn't I?
Some dedication. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy, and indeed it is.
Uncle Valiant!
What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I'm inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss, miss.
The Lamrar teleportation illusion. Ooh!
Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troop. And as I went about exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. And I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody.
Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valiant can shed some light on this whole thing for us. I was wondering about this show the night of the murder. Lamrar's vanishing act was your illusion, right?
Indeed, the purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, "Make her disappear, like a dream." Like a dream. Yet, what can I work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences on a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. he disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I am a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom made for a time and place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troop Gramarye are concerned.
So, you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well?
And went well it did. Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I go check it out myself, thanks. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right.
Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo!
Or everyone tells him that and he makes a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnific Gramarye. It was he who began the great Troop Gramarye. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. You have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yes, several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard the TV screen a barren waste, stripped of illusion.
That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket.
Ouch. They've been reduced to that. When you start playing supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skills at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity, onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Gramarye, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean, yes, Zach Gramarye, Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Gramarye in show business circles. None. Now will see us return to glory. I, Valiant Gramarye. Our founder, Magnific Gramarye, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles.
I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again?
Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valance and Zack were the shining stars in the Gramarye crowd.
Cool, huh? And Zack Gramarye was my daddy.
Now that Magnifi and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. That it be I, Valiant Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage.
I'm rooting for you.
Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side.
One skill coming up.
How do you manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? I think that's it. I presented everything I needed to earlier. Actually, no, I haven't. Damn it. Words cannot express my shock and chagrin. All I can see before me is this stage, and me upon it! Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye.
True, you're getting on in years. Not much time left to make your mark, huh?
This is not how I was seeing it. So he doesn't care about what I have to show him. I get the point. Nope. Nope. Emma? Yes! Do you want to read this?
My mom's dressing room.
Yep.
Munch, munch, munch.
Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever.
Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the 2nd degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool.
You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latus left?
My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? But that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latus was really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you.
I suppose.
Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward.
Are chocolate snackers popular down at this precinct or something?
Munch,
I
munch,
was hoping
munch.
we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest. You're not going to find any clues here, though. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year.
If only it worked that way.
It just bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me, and it makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. He could have seen the air duct, and he could have shot that revolver. But that's not how it sounded in Lamraw's testimony.
You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene?
That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country?
Maybe rephrase that? I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Was that true what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About how everything was happening according to the song lyrics?
The guitar serenade, you mean?
I found the link, you know?
First,
Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen, and then Lamrar flew through the air. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And then in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latus's life. And he went up to the sky with a guitar. Well, 30 feet up at least. It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know, and I found it. You think the same person did all this?
don't ask me. I didn't do it.
Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. What? You all think I did it?
Sometimes I wonder about that girl.
Something strange.
So, what did you find? It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday.
Ah, yes.
I found it under the sofa. What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looks familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna.
That's not an antenna.
Ooh,
It's a part of an antenna.
ooh, like on a Beetle? Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. An electronic signal, you say?
Time to examine.
Maybe present the earpiece.
Do you think you could take a look at this, Emma? Emma? Her rate of chewing is increasing. Better back off before it's too late. You know what? I'm looking at it. Wait, what? It says present switch. But there is no switch. We never got a switch.
Maybe.
I know what switch they're talking about. But we haven't gotten it yet.
Where do you get said switch? It must be up before.
God dang it. I remember now. No. I meant to go to the stage.
You forgot to do the piano, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
That's one big piano. I've never actually played one.
You should get Mr. Wright to teach you something.
No good. He can't play either.
I kind of feel bad for the guy now.
Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back. This could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew.
Did you make that noise just now?
Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look! This was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch.
Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Switch placed in pocket.
Huh. The dressing room.
Do you think you could take a look at this?
A small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press the switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though.
A signal? You mean an electronic signal?
What is it, Apollo?
Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found?
Oh, this?
Let me try pressing this switch.
Yeah! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Ah! Well, now we know what this is. It's an igniter. This part of here must work like a lighter. It nearly lit me up, that's for sure.
Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose.
I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere in this case. Hey, Apollo! Let's ask Emma more about this switch. Now that she has some first-hand experience.
I know what it does. It's a specific note during the song that it was stuck in the piano. He hit the note that hit the transmitter, sent it to the antenna, lit the guitar on fire.
Ah.
What are you trying to do? Burn me alive?
Come on, it was just a few sparks.
Says you. You weren't the one holding it. That's enough sparks flying around here just with you two talking.
Anyway, now that we know this is a remote for an igniter.
Let me see that for a second.
Well?
Well, this is definitely a little transmitter.
The transmitter who remembers me of a tire followed try by a beeping.
Interesting.
The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh?
Remote trigger updated in the court record.
Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area...
30 feet?
That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage.
At the piano. It kind of seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Forum diagram added to the court record.
Guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation.
We're off to look for more clues elsewhere then.
I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck!
I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Igniter added to the court record. Hang on, I want to make sure there's nothing else to do here. Yes, there's nothing else to do.
Okay, the screen just went black there.
Can you see?
There we go. Came back on.
Present the igniter. Do you think you can tell me about this?
I'm sorry, but...
Alright, okay.
Maybe
Trigger?
the remote.
Well, there's obviously... Oh, yeah, so I was right the first time.
July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Oh, what? Come to laugh at the murderer.
Darian!
That old bag opens her pie hole, and wham bam, my laugh goes down the chute. Thanks. Wait, that's the new guy voice. Yeah. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect.
Darian isn't the best in the best of moods, is he?
How many people are these days, it seems?
It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out.
And Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid.
So about your alibi,
You have to ask. The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set.
That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. Latouche dead.
I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me too. Right there on stage.
your guitar playing was something else.
Thanks, little lady. See? The whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they're not letting me work.
There's no need to yell at me. It's Lamrar's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime.
Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could you possibly identify me?
They won't let you work?
He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is clear. What suspicion? You can be such a stick in the mud.
Mr. Gavin, a stick in the mud?
Aye.
Yeah, he may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day.
Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board?
And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about?
This part is off.
Which is that? Second guitar.
Ha!
It was you, Darian!
He's just a perfectionist, is all. Not a bad guy, really.
Well, I think the Gaviners are the best. I have all your albums.
The band's fine, too. Gavin can write a good tune. I'll give him that.
Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much.
Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely.
The prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I?
The data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally.
Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office.
Maybe that's not just a bad idea.
Right on!
Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. Sharkhead. And tell him I want to into that crime scene.
We'll be going now.
Hey, wait.
Yes?
What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right?
Well,
Great. Way to insult the guy, and still a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping. Don't get led astray by some siren song, huh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating a humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself.
Let's not talk to him anymore, alright?
Detective Darian Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice.
Speaking of which, will there be any other characters that will be coming in on this episode?
This place is deserted. I don't know.
I wonder where Lamrar went off to.
I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful.
I guess, but I can't help but worry about her a little.
Why did I even come here?
Gavin here is dressing Foom. Wait, it says Foom. What? On my side it said Foom. Yeah. Oh, the R is cut off.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
that's
That's just pixelation.
Yeah, I know. July 9th. Prosecutor Gavin's office.
So, this is it.
The Governor's head office. It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. So that's why I'm asking, what is this creepy thing? Object, whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting, quietly, so we didn't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band? She'd make a good reporter for a gossip mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche. Look, don't talk to me about those Borginians, okay? Just get me that report, chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start to miss Darian. Huh? Hiya.
Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad.
How could I be? There's not enough tee-hee in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist.
Watch and learn, Apollo.
So, who have you come to see? Huh? Clavier, lead vocalist for the Governors, or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of this courtroom?
What do you think he means, Apollo?
I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? Start with the case.
Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes! I always read the TV section.
Good girl. How about you, Air Forehead?
I read the funnies.
Then you will not have seen this.
Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song.
Oh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one.
It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know?
Oh, does this have anything to do with the case?
Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever hummed a man's all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless, endless, thanks to the case you made today, of course.
Whoa. Hold it for a second. Don't continue forward. That third one is just awful. If you think about it in context. Like, with all of them being, like, killing a man over, like,
oh
over
god.
a song.
Oh jeez, yeah.
Oh, that was all Apollo's idea.
Hey! Is that a newspaper over there too?
Ah yes, the Borginian Daily Bungle. Go ahead, take a look.
Thanks, but I can't read Borginian.
Oh, that's right. Suffice it to say, this is big news over there as well. Though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Probably no one in Borginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. The journalists don't see the need to mention it.
That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself.
Lamoire's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Which is why I had Darian step down in the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lamoire was my invited guest, so it's a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve the case, quickly if possible. I really love that song. It's such a great atmosphere to it.
You co-wrote it with Lamoire, if I remember correctly.
That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Borginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. That's when you heard Lamoire's voice? It was a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her, to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout.
I think he's sort of a special case, Josie.
Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there backstage. Machi on piano, the dulcet voice, and myself on guitar on a guitar that I borrowed from Lamoire. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo say. It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there.
You mean this charred lump?
Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it's only brown, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used the guitar again either, even if I could have.
What happened during that song, anyway?
Why did his guitar suddenly catch on fire? You think you could show it to us? Your charred, slightly burnt guitar?
I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it?
Maybe present the igniter.
I did not mean to click move. Hang on. That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this.
That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it?
Thought it was one of the staff playing a gag. Oh, I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally.
Oh, did you find anything out?
He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How did that guitar tie into everything that went on?
Sounds like something we should ask about.
It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamar.
How did it end up here?
She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar is from Virginia?
That is it. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamar's studio. I have a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched.
See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout.
I still think he's a special case.
Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burnt.
What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from the examination of the guitar.
That's right. What was that all about?
Well, you know how guitars have a round horn in the throat. It is called the sound hole. Ah, so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort.
The broken device?
Yes, this, in fact. The examiner is busy with evidence for the case now, however. So he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd. The device looks strangely familiar.
Present the actual igniter.
It has to be one of these.
What is it, Apollo?
That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter.
Another one?
It was at the crime scene, in Lamar's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually.
At the scene of the crime? What could it mean, I wonder?
With the trigger.
Prosecutor Gavin, about this remote. Wait. Excuse me, did you say something? This remote control might be valuable ammunition for the trial tomorrow. It's too early to show my hand now. You would think someone with such a loud voice would speak more clearly, yeah?
Cards of steel. You don't have anything else to talk about.
We are done here.
Newspaper. Give it to Machi.
Right. Nope. You don't write anything interesting.
No.
Backstage.
Go
hallway.
back. Yeah, go backstage. Go to the dressing room. Foom.
The dressing foom.
It's going to be immediately called that from now on. Maybe the dressing. There are so many blue badgers in this game, it's ridiculous.
We're gonna have to.
Oh, you didn't expect this risk.
Wow, I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. It was right there, and I couldn't see it. I remember that now.
Mainly because Prosecutor Gavin was covering it. Oh, how clever.
What's that on the plate there?
Is that gum?
Gum?
Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang, so he put it on the plate for later consumption.
You think a rock star could afford a fresh stick?
Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? Looks like a lump of plastic.
Wait, that phone call.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing, object, whatever? Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Lettuce. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Lettuce? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you?
Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to.
Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently, it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Lettuce was after.
This lump?
Would you mind telling us what you do know about it? This was found in Mr. Lettuce's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? It's a small lump about 1.5 inches long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say, other than it's a lump of plastic. But it was to be used in the identification of whatever it is a replica of. You mean, whatever Mr. Lettuce was after. That seems to be the most logical explanation.
Well, what is it?
Don't ask me, Fraulein.
Oh, if you don't want to tell us, you could just say so.
I've put in a request to Interpol via my contact in Virginia. But apparently, there is a block on information somewhere along the chain.
Oh,
something Interpol doesn't want to tell Virginia. Something about the little piece of plastic. Mr. Lettuce went through all that trouble to become Lamrar's manager. Just to come to this country to find out more about this lump? And he died for it?
I'd inspect that.
I've sent someone to the Colosseum to fetch Lamrar. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Virginian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh? Thanks for dropping by, Air Forehead. Thanks. Why, you gave me so much information. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It is a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive, I guess I could have hit it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the, strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Lettuce was investigating.
Hey, that's right!
I've been thinking, Air Forehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us. Not all of them simple. It's especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside. And I keep a simple goal, to discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations civil, yeah? Oh, I love Clavier so much. He's awesome.
Better than Edgeworth? Even though I'm not in the position to ask that question?
Sorry, what? Someone came in.
Oh, better than Edgeworth?
Yeah.
Certain people in the comments will kill you.
I can live with that.
Mr. Prosecutor?
Fraulein?
Can I ask you why you sing in a band?
Ah, because I want women to look and turn and look when I walk down the street. That's pretty simple too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. I will be back in a few minutes. Gotta feed my pets.
Okay, I'll be on the mic, keeping everybody entertained. Hopefully. Probably not, though. Hello, Bayron. You literally caught level over 9,000 while he's out, feeding the most important of living beings, called a cat. So, sorry about that. You know, he could have at least left the prosecution office. Like, given how he was literally just asked to leave, and then he just sits there AFK. Kind of funny. Whatever. Well, just sitting there. Yep. There is not much we can do with the gaming level over 1,000 out. I mean, I can interact with chat, maybe say something funny, although that's very unlikely. But that's about it. So.
Hello, I've returned.
Yo,
And
I knew.
and Bayron, how's it going?
Anyway, might as well move out of the prosecution's office.
I don't believe I've seen you before. Welcome.
So, let's go to the Coliseum, but after that, check the record. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum.
Oh. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? You wanted to check the record?
Go to the strange replica.
Replica of something held by Mr. Latus. Apparently the focus of his investigation. Let's check it. Oh. Sample. Sample, huh? Think they put a big enough label on it?
Why would it be in English?
True. Maybe it's to keep people from eating it by mistake. Because it's Interpol and English is a commonly used. Hey, thanks for subbing. Yes, they might think it was an otherworldly tasty white lump of plastic. An otherwise tasty white lump of plastic. Maybe it's the manufacturer sample toys where you can't afford the real thing. Or when you can't afford the real thing. Sounds like a company Mr. Wright would like.
Maybe.
Oh, shots fired. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lemrar is? Well, I saw her on the backstage hallway a little while ago. Yeah? That's strange. What's strange? Oh yeah, I remember this now. I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lemrar's missing. It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks!
July 9th, 4:46 p.m. The Wings.
Ah, the stage is pitch dark. Pitch dark? Who says that?
Power breaker must be off for this section.
Ahem.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Ding ding. Yipes! It was really dark out there. Dark. That's all Lemrar has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo. Oh, what? Doesn't something about this stage seem different to you? Like, something's changed? Changed. I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. What's she talking about? Do you see it?
I'd have to say the thing fell down? Like the stage went back down?
Nope. That was down before.
The construction rafters fell over?
It's
I
a
don't
really,
know.
it's a small change.
He says the cloth.
Okay.
Chat.
It's the case.
Hey, that case! Wasn't that open before?
Huh? I guess someone closed it.
Wait! Look! Where the case closes.
Something sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's...
Let's open it, Apollo! Lemar! Lemar!
Emma! We have to get Emma! Emma was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around, barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many.
July 9th, 5:53 p.m. Hickfield Clinic, waiting room.
Emma, how's Lemar? Is she okay? Ah, you. We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay?
Yes, she came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late.
That's good to hear.
So what happened?
Someone attacked her.
She was struck on the forehead. By who?
We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How should she not see? Oh,
How could she not hear?
right. Would you like to see her now?
Is that alright?
She wants to thank you for saving her life.
Lemar!
Ah, Mr. Attorney, you were the ones who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened?
The assailant, maybe first.
It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone come to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room,
You were hit.
I knew that very moment. I knew the assailant was trying to kill me. Ah! It was lucky for me that the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first.
Why the stage?
I had overheard maintenance people talking. Power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah! Darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid, so the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out.
Ah, it sounds like a really close call.
Do you have any idea who it might have been?
Oh, that's Apollo talking. Frick. Do you have any idea who it might have been?
Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word.
Too bad.
Yet, when I consider that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am.
Good point. She's sharp. Look, it's so obvious who it was. The same person who has a grudge on her. And you're so don't
Yeah.
You don't say it. Don't say specifically who it is.
And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo.
So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him?
Why would anyone attack you, Lemar? Detective asked me this too, and to her I gave the same answer I gave you. I do not know.
Check the court record. Go to people. Actually. Check Phoenix right. No, just kidding.
Pianist who can't play formerly an ace defense attorney for some renown. Of some
Wait,
renown.
they don't give you heights?
No, they don't.
Really? Oh.
They've never given heights in ace attorney games.
Oh, that's kind of disappointing.
Let me see if there's anything I need to present. Ah, Lemar, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is?
This is what?
Mr. Atus was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after.
He was after? You know, in his secret identity, as an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing.
You mean, you know what
Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof.
Why haven't I heard of a Borginian cocoon before?
Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder.
Yeah, now we're getting somewhere.
Well, they call it Borginian. It must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all in Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say.
I thought she said all in Virginia knew of these.
There's one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Borginia know.
What's that?
The cocoons, they are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. To death?
Why?
I do not know. Yet, if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there's a good reason. This is just a piece of plastic!
He was carrying a replica. We're looking for the real deal. That's my best guess.
So that's what he was up to.
Tracking down Borginian cocoon smuggling.
Smuggling? It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Ah, so you could have brought those Borginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion.
And Mr. Atus was placed in an undercover agent to look for it.
Virginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you?
But Mr. Atus wasn't a Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means...
What, Apollo?
Well, there must have been some reason other countries didn't want the cocoons out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved.
Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion?
Cocoon smuggling. When Mr. Atus had Lemar marked. It couldn't be her.
Huh?
There's only one other person. There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lemar.
It was the least I could do.
Actually, I have another request.
If it is within my power.
I need an interpreter, someone who speaks Borginian.
Apollo!
You come with us if you're well enough.
I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Huh? Where are we going?
Come on, Trucy. We're about to get to the bottom of this.
July 9th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room.
Machi, we need to talk to you about the case.
Machi.
Could you interpret for us, Lemar?
Yes.
Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You can see, right?
I was completely fooled myself.
Machi, is there another secret you're hiding from us?
Wait, Mr. Attorney. What do you mean by secret?
What do I mean by secret? Well... I believe I present the replica. If I'm not mistaken. You know something about this, don't you?
Hey, you got a reaction. A big one! Machi, you didn't...
Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one.
Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about.
Lemar, please, interpret.
Very well.
I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution. And have them look into it.
He asked you to wait. Do not be so hasty. Machi. Do you know everything?
Yes, everything. Well, sort of.
Have him tell us about it. Very well. What is this cocoon, anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure?
It must cure some disease.
It's a cure for your incuratus.
A cure for incuratus? Updated in court record.
But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. do not understand the reason myself.
Okay, well, at least we know what it is. A cure. And Mr. Latus was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi?
Machi, you weren't... He couldn't be a smuggler! He's so little!
Well, you're only 15, and you're sort of a magician, aren't you?
Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician.
She said sort of. Oh, to have a copy of that security camera tape.
Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb.
I wonder. Do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale?
I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death.
That's right, it's punishable by death.
About the case. What about the case?
He wants to tell us about Mr. Latus's death?
This meeting's over. Oh. This meeting's over.
Darian!
What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet.
There's a call from Machi from the Virginian embassy. This meeting's over. Sorry.
Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that.
Sorry. No go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving.
Darian, wait!
I never liked you. Either of you.
Huh?
Darn it, we were so close! He was about to tell us! Hey, Apollo!
He wants to hear what Machi had to say.
Apollo!
And there can only be one reason why.
Why is everyone ignoring me?
Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow. In court!
To be continued.
Finally, we're getting to the court case. Alright.
Well, I got 50 minutes left.
Alright.
July 10th, 9:49 a.m. District Court Lobby, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Well, this is it!
Today's the day it all goes down. And that was yesterday.
This meeting's over. Sorry.
Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that.
Sorry. No but go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving.
Darian, wait!
I never liked you. Either of you.
Huh?
Yes, I do know it's a perfect Darian voice.
We were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo.
He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice.
Justice!
What was that? He is heard, but unseen.
Who's that talking?
Violent gramarye! Using the door like an average muggle, no less. Muggle! They seriously put a Harry Potter reference in here.
Well, it is old enough.
You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valiant?
Ha 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 ha! A preposterous proposition. How could I stand upon the stand? Why, my secret would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day.
Ooh, with vanishing magic?
Indeed, I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning.
Warning? What?
A grand gramarye glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth.
Grammar?
A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell.
Whoosh.
And there he goes.
He sure seems happy about that illusion thing.
Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually involves cutting up things like people or
Something.
or the Eiffel Tower or anything really.
He was talking about what he saw at the concert.
Lamar's disappearing act and Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar
I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Did something happen? This is a first.
It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business.
Great. But he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas.
Apparently he's visiting the hospital again.
The hospital?
I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning.
The Chief Justice's son. Oh, that's right! Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper, if you care to read about it. Oh, that's...
If you care to read about it yourself. Here's the newspaper.
Incuratus. Where have I heard that before?
The Virginian Cocoon.
I'll let you read that article first, Paul. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can.
July 10th, 10:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Machi Tobai, a suspect fortissimo. I've never seen fortissimo spelled out before.
Yeah, it's fortissimo.
Yeah. I've only seen it abbreviated to 2 F's. Right, it's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him go through such a difficult time. Incuratus, was it? The article said there is no known cure. Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday.
I asked Interpol about that number. IPXX 314206. The agent registered under that number was Romain Letus.
Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It is a great help.
Yeah, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Hold it!
Wait! That voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it.
It was him?
That voice I heard talking to Mr. Letus. When I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien.
No way.
Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darien would guest star in this season's cliffhanger as a suspect? I ask the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings.
Darien Crescent is a member of my band, the Governors. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I have found no cause to alter our case or file new charges.
And your reason is?
Weren't you aware, Air Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi.
An alibi?
Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Governors ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guests took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lamar, and Machi, along with the drummer and bassist, for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Lamar and the defendant, Machi Tobai, had left the stage at that point, and the Governors were already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right?
I sure did.
Furthermore, Lamar herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. Then she claimed to have heard Mr. Letus and Detective Crescent talking.
But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was...
Precisely, Detective Crescent was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila! A perfect alibi.
Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true. When I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darian Crescen's alibi has been acknowledged.
Which means that Lenoir was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true.
Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections...
Uh-oh, Apollo, he declares a verdict now! Ah! Prosecutor Gavin's cases are tight. Lenoir might have been lying to protect Machi.
How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center?
What about the case? What about the case?
What's to tell us about Mr. Latuse's death?
This meeting's over.
Darian!
Machi was trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him, under oath.
Very well. This court finds the defendant. What was his name again?
Your Honor!
No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marcus or Mr. Justice.
Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness.
Exactly who else do you need to hear from?
A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defendant calls defendant Machi Tobai to the stand.
What? But he doesn't speak English.
We'll use an interpreter.
Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases, such as I love you and where is the toilet?
The defense would like to request Lamrar as the interpreter.
Lamrar? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant.
But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie?
That's most unusual.
Bravo, Air Forehead. Air Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lamar lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of their language would be enough for that.
Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lamar to the witness stand.
Yes, sir.
I suppose there's a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lamar. Yes. He says Machi Tobai, the defendant.
This is certainly a first for this court. Not that we really need an interpretation of the message in particular.
So far, so good.
Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would.
Huh? If I would what, Your Honor?
Would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about?
What do I want him to testify about?
Save.
Have you already played through this? Yes, I have, unfortunately.
However, the voice for Darian and Mr. Latuse has not.
Yes. I'm joined by the Volcanocraft, and he has not played through this.
I'm just having a fun time doing different accents, like doing an old
You know what?
southern.
Because of that, I'm gonna let you conduct this trial. Alright.
Say what?
I'm gonna let you pick all the options and the presenting and the whatnot.
Alright.
What do I want him to testify about?
I hadn't thought that far yet. Apollo, aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday?
How can I if I don't know what he was saying?
Excuse me, a moment, if I might speak.
Yes, Lamrar?
Just now, Machi said there is something about which he wishes to testify.
Machi wants to testify about something. What could it be?
What sort of testimony is he talking about?
One moment, please.
The suspense is killing me.
What?
What? What?
Well, Lamrar?
According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence.
What? Strobe light in the face.
This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it!
This is sounding too good to believe, and I know what that usually means.
Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony. Machi, please testify to the court.
Very well.
Proof of innocence.
He says that word of Mr. Latuse's death came as a great shock, but if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them.
I see. he wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely.
I wondered what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lamar to know the meaning of the song.
Lamar, did you ever explain the lyrics of the song to him?
I did tell him, generally, what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Lamar might be protecting the witness.
Well, anyway, let's proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would.
Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony. I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. Oh, yeah.
Time for perceptionification.
He says that word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, let me know on which statement you want to do it on. That is, he could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English. He does not understand them.
Yay, I knew he was innocent.
I believe he is too, Trixie. I do.
What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something?
Something's hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. Okay, which one do you want?
Okay. Not that one. Wouldn't be this one either. Next one. I'd try perceiving on this one first.
Oh, sorry for the people watching. The audio's kind of glitchy here.
I'm thinking it's something to do with his eyes.
Got it.
Because they're behind the sunglasses.
Yeah.
You can't see them normally. I'd confirm that.
Twing.
Machi, you can't fool my eyes. You glanced toward her at the very moment Lamar said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you?
What are you saying? Of course he can't.
Must he continue this charade? Charade?
Charade.
Whichever.
Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English.
Huh?
Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all.
What? Give me a break!
Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance?
Well, yeah, but...
I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language.
Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics?
Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It is simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper.
The newspaper?
The Virginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know? They've already begun to report that about this case in our homeland.
I was right.
What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they are quite fierce all of a sudden.
Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying.
The Virginian newspaper.
It doesn't mention the lyrics of Lamar's ballad. I have here a Virginian newspaper, the Virginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a featured article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics.
What? What is this all about?
I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in the Virginian newspaper. He probably said F you or something like that.
You know, I could, like, go in and try and translate those symbols.
Nah.
But it would probably do no good.
No. What does this mean?
But I don't see how it's possible. I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes!
Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself. So, the lyrics weren't in the newspaper, and the police didn't mention them.
The only place you could have heard them was in the courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain herself, or himself.
Machi says, he says, "It is true I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember."
You remember.
He says he heard of the lyrics from me.
What? Is that true, Lemon?
Yes, I'm afraid
face.
I had forgotten it myself.
Then it looks like Air4head's been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes.
No! I was onto something, I know it! I just can't let this chance slip away.
Time is an issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination?
What are you going to do, Apollo?
If I'm going to keep on cross-examining, I better have an angle of attack. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness? I'm gonna save. Okay.
I understand.
It was I who... Okay, you said it was I who explained that the crime followed the song. This is the only one available, so let's...
Alright, proceed on that one, and it'll be on the bar.
Nice. I didn't actually think it was gonna be on her. Nice.
Well, it's simple. She's the one who's lying.
Lamrar. I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain?
Me? Uncertain?
Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained.
I see. There's little point in trying to hide anything from you.
Lamrar, are you indeed protecting someone?
That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself.
Then allow me to answer for you. Lamrar, you're protecting... This one's...
Alright, save state.
It's pretty freaking obvious.
You want me to say it, too?
Sure.
Like,
Go for it.
it'd probably be Machi. I mean, come on.
Lamrar, you are protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it. Really, I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lamrar lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies covered a simple truth. You understand English. You have to.
Ugh!
You can be him.
Okay.
Witness, is it true? Do you understand English?
Yes, a little only.
What? First he could see and now he could talk. And you, did you know about this, Lamar?
No, I did not. It's quite a surprise.
How many secrets is this witness hiding?
Last,
Oh, sorry.
Last. This is last.
Machi, could you tell us what really happened?
No shooting. I did no shooting.
So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those two gunshots, correct?
apparently the answer to that question isn't simple either.
I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, on the floor.
Which would be after the shooting, right?
Then there's voice.
Voice, or voices. Was it you and Emma, Paul?
So Machi went into the dressing room. Mr. Lutus had already been shot, and then we came to the door.
Panel high up. I take off, run away, run away.
So it was you who escaped through the air vent.
Ahaha! As the prosecution is held all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. We take this as a confession. No, he's clearly denying that he did it.
I no shooting. Manager on floor, already on floor.
The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. That can only mean one thing. He is the shooter.
Does the defendant have anything to say to this?
He's clammed up, Apollo.
Then let's ask Mr. Justice. To save, will you require any further testimony from the witness?
Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait.
Save.
No, of course there is.
What's this cocoon, anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me.
The cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please, tell us the truth for your own sake.
No, no more speak. Not to any of you.
So much for your precious trust, Airforehead.
Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him.
Regardless, this brings us to an impasse.
It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed.
July 10th, 11:23 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Paulo Eustace.
That's justice. Better learn how to say it if you ever want to get some.
Leave. I know shooting.
Machi claims Mr. Latus was already down on the ground when he entered the room.
Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it.
Suddenly, I hear a revolver. Close, very close. Then I hear voice. You heard
gunshots?
Oh. Yes, it's true. I hear a revolver, but only sound.
Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Latus already dead, and then you heard shots? That's true.
So you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent?
I know.
Huh? What do you know?
I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage.
The defense went to both the stage and the backstage area. Is that what he means?
Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo.
Huh? Yeah. But how'd you know it was connected like that?
Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something.
I hear this from magician.
Magician.
Don't look at me!
Magician, huh?
Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latus.
Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? That one's going to go over well in court. Not.
Apollo, you're his defense! You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies! That's what Daddy always told me.
I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do?
You're sure you won't testify, Machi?
No talking. No.
Well, it was worth a shot.
The cocoon.
I can't go home. Can't go home?
Penalty is death.
I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon for Virginia is death.
That's right, it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach.
That's the spirit, Apollo, so what's your plan?
If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify.
Someone else?
I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there.
Right!
July 10th, 11:28 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 3. Those numbers don't add up.
Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What?
Shame. And here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around.
Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach the case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? If Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case. Lemrar. Lemrar. What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lemrar's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... Lemrar was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? So, she was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lemrar dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Lemrar? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think... I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday, something that the killer doesn't want getting out. So, am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lemrar's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover. Exactly. If Lemrar was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There was some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will hear Lemrar's testimony once more. Lemrar, I must apologize. We must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window, and that the voice belonged to Darian Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the seat was closed, and was found to be quite soundproof. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. There is, it seems. Much you do not know. And it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness will be so kind as to testify once more to the court? Of course, Your Honor. Alright. I was on my way to the stage, from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I'm sorry. I'm not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way? Yeah, everything I have said here is the truth. This is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lemrar was attacked because of this testimony. What? Trucy? Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness.
Okay. This is another kind of obvious one for me. I want you to hold it on the last segment. Alright.
That's when I heard the missile from the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was a smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. You were in a hurry to go where? I was on my way to the backstage exit, as I have said. Why were you in such a hurry then? Well, I don't think that has anything to do with this case. It very well might. Please answer the question. Are you alright, Lemrar? Yes, I'm just tired. Recall what I told you yesterday, Airforehead. Lemrar suffers from serious amnesia. Please refrain from traumatizing her further. What? She can just dismiss questions he thinks are too traumatizing? Why don't you prove her reason had a connection to the case before asking about it? Yeah. The prosecution's objection is sustained. The current question is moot, Mr. Justice. Please continue with your cross-examination. Lemrar was attacked because of this testimony. I know she was, so something's got to be hidden here. Maybe there's some detail we're missing. I guess we'll just have to get her to fill in the blanks. Right.
Okay, so I have to take out the trash real quick. I'll be right back. You can make decisions.
Alright, I'll press on everything then.
Okay.
There's no more ways to stay back. So you have to hold it. Is something wrong? There is an objection. But she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice. Sorry, it's nothing. Please continue with your testimony.
Now I know what they mean about the reckless youth these days.
The phone I turned over there is a shining example, air charge. You're the last person who should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar. Darian Kersen. I did not know his name at the time, but yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that that's impossible? There is no way you could have hurt him, because the window at the scene was closed. Is that why? Of course. Well, if we keep asking the same questions yesterday, we won't get anywhere. She's right. Maybe there's a different angle I can try. Lamar, do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I've given it much reflection, but... I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. A whole phrase? You remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it. The clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Lutus.
The shooter, then. Darian Kersen. Well, what did he say?
It's over. Press the switch. Now.
Switch. And the shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Lutus?
I thought it quite strange myself afterwards.
It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this?
I mean, sure. I'd be delighted. It's, very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony. Maybe, Apollo. I'm gonna wait for Alex. We got new testimony.
Oh, hey, nice. Did you press on this one yet?
No.
You
You don't usually need to press on new testimonies, but I'll do it.
Okay, wait. Crap. Sorry.
But
Sorry, I don't play that game much. I didn't know that you shouldn't do that.
you don't usually need to, is what I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough.
It's
We'll
not that you
probably
shouldn't
just-
do it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to see what happens if you present a specific thing there.
Present this. The trigger. Is that what you're thinking of
Yeah.
too?
Yeah. Gotcha! Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of these words. Oh? Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene, but it just so happens I have a switch right here.
It certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it?
The problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage.
The stage.
Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage.
Are you claiming that the voice Lamar heard was of someone commanding another to press this switch?
It's a possibility. Oh, Air Forehead, I call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lamar's dressing room. Not to mention that the Gavaders were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. Detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So too have Air Forehead's cries of possibility, far short of being heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me?
You heard what I said, or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from the dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get a message to someone on stage from the dressing room.
I'd say the save state headset.
Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this. God dang it. Why that's... What? What is it? Is it some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking? This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications? Device? From what I've heard, that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes, actually. They're for talking between band members. We all had one on. So you admit that that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple. True, but wait! Those sent out an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio system, their range is quite limited. Lamar said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Ah! Exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet. That can't be! So when Lamar heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage. Ha! You're claiming that this is the switch in question. Why did it have to be on the stage at the time? It could be placed into a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said, press the switch. Well, I guess we don't.
Yes, we do.
An unfortunate situation. Afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's little point in debating. Ugh. I'm sure this would be the way to go with this. What is this switch, anyway? We don't even know what the basic facts. Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo! We know about this switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning the switch... Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what this switch is. Hmm? Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking the switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what this switch is?
Safe state intact lighter.
We don't have the unintact lighter. We have the burnt guitar, but we don't have the broken lighter. Someone who sent a message.
It's Cade's download.
Holy shit, that's a lot.
Yep.
Alright, let's present this. Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this. Ah! That's what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. A phone looks like this. That would be very dangerous to put up to your face.
Hello, I'm using this as a phone. Press the switch. What?
Igniter? You mean like a lighter? Yes, actually. You aren't saying this switch is a remote. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Yo! Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down the courtroom. Sorry. That was a bit more fire than I expected. My whiskers had caught on fire. I wouldn't be the judge anymore! Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah! Exactly. The night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned, and the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake.
That's right. He got in Virginia from Lamar. He said the sound was amazing before it burned, of course. Now it's just kind of smokes.
The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Air forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lamar, and the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really quite simple when you think about it. Mr. Lettuce and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed and the guitar caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. Though, something about it is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? It seems pretty simple to me. Air forehead. Don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? His simple story simply makes no sense. Think, the night my guitar caught fire, yes. The cause may have been this, indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. Ah, that's right, of course. The guitar caught fire during Lamar's song. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise for this is faulty. See? His story makes no sense. Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? John Cena reference.
Yeah. What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice?
Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far.
What premise is this specifically?
I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third set. Oh, I love this music.
I gotta get on stream real quick. I actually have to hear this. Oh god, it's on the keepsake. Might be a while, so let's continue. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's go. Good music. Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at the time.
Excuse me, sir. My mic was muted.
Yeah, I don't know if the stream would pick that up if it was your mic was muted.
It would.
Oh, okay.
Shit. And according to his testimony, Machi was in the dressing room at the time.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice?
Oh yeah, I muted it because of the music. Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony. Namely, the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames. We know that a remote trigger igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act.
What? What?
Order, order, order! But that goes against the evidence.
What does, Your Honor?
This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes?
Hey, he's right, look! The bullet is supposed to come after the fire! You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look, why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it.
Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason.
Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose?
Reversed, Prosecutor Gavin.
If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes.
The shooting would have had to have come after the guitar burst into flames. Yet, Air Forehead had raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. We were only meant to think the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he had followed the lyrics the whole way. Order! 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 That would explain this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second. I was hoping it would come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. If he's bringing up what I think he's going to bring up, there's a reason. Oh, it sounds good. I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics to my song. But I question your logic, for it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction, Air Forehead. One that I pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. Oh no, this is something else. How could Lamar have heard a voice through it? Oh. I know that you would like to divert our attention from the critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Lamar's testimony is my entire case. That voice she heard, the shooter's voice. What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch, and near the crime scene, we have a switch. Which acts as a remote trigger for a light. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't be all coincidence. How do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning is required. But the crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime. That window was closed. Care to tell us how Lamar heard the voice? A key point, to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Okay, Justice, you've got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lamar heard a voice. And she heard it during the second set. Think, how was Lamar able to hear the voice?
I know. Wait. Okay. She was looking through the window. She was in a hurry. She had to get to the other side of the stage. That is how, like, she was a...
So, which one? Here.
Save state.
I already
it's
did.
not... Okay. It is definitely not the second one. Like, my going on with this is... She was somewhere else.
When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it had it been open either. Meaning, it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. Ah, it's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment, I was afraid you might be a Borginian too. As I was saying, Lamar could not hear the voice through that window. So there can be only one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? Haha, you do amuse me so. And here I thought you had a good sense. You and good sense were back on speaking terms. Now I'm afraid you and good sense speak two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Air Forehead? Lamar clearly stated she heard the voice through that small window, and there is only one small window at the scene.
Objection.
Are
no,
you
there
sure?
isn't.
Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is?
Ah, I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well. You claim Lamar heard a voice from another location. Mr. Justice, show us where this location was.
Lamar heard the voice from here.
The air vents. Move it up a little bit more.
This is where Lamar heard that voice from.
But that's no small window. That's the air vent.
What did she tell us? She said she's a Borginian, unfamiliar with our language. She's not a stretch to imagine that she call it this air vent a small window. Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous.
Wait. Ridiculous light speed. Ridiculous speed. Ludicrous speed.
Yes. So Lemron was up in the ventilation system listening to this man's voice? That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical? I do not think this word means what you think it means there, forehead. Okay, what about it isn't logical? Ha! It hardly merits anything. Why would Lemroir be in the ventilation system? Hiding like a rat, no offense intended to her, of course. The explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, Lemroir? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes. I admit, it had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed, but why should that mean I could not hear through it? I feared our prosecutor might himself need an interpreter. The problem here is words. Lemroir, this small window through which you heard the voice, was it up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on the wall? Yes, it was up on the ceiling.
What?
Order! Order! I will have order! Witness, you will clarify this statement to the court. Are you, in fact, saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room, and that's where you heard the moment of the crime?
Yes, in fact, I was. I am sorry, I never imagined it would become such an important point.
Yes, well, why the heck were you up there?
I believe it's time for another testimony.
I'm not sure I can't.
May I remind you, this is a murder trial. We will hear your testimony. Tell us why you witnessed the crime from above the ceiling of that room. Please.
Well, looks like I'm on the right track.
Alright. I do actually have to get going a bit here, so after you, like... I actually have to get going right now.
Alright, we'll stop it here then.
Save state. This will be continued on the next stream, hopefully soon.
This one I have to actually properly save. Alright, so this will be continued at a later date. So thank you all so much for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And we will see you all in the next one. Take care, continue testing, and best of luck in all of your future endeavors. Bye-bye.
See